See if I can talk here with the dogs. Okay, so today was a little bit more emotional. I got some of my to-do list done, but I think it's okay to go ahead and clear some of these things, which is, it could be looked at as a another type of labor or inner work or productivity. If if I do get down on myself about accomplishing tasks that I had written down on my calendar for the day. Uh, my 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 I am important. Okay, I'll say it that way. So, since I am going on with this theme, God, I feel like I'm kind of. Do you know what the feeling of being like having? Have you ever swam all day, and then by the end of the day, when you get out of the pool, you're just like waterlogged, and it's just been a bunch of sun, and I don't know what you would call it. Just your energy has gone. Okay. Well, anyway, maybe that's how I'm feeling. I'm not sure. So, um, back to the thought of YouTube monetization and a monopoly. All right. I'm just going to try and transmute those things through my own filter. I for one, like, I think I made sure that my YouTube channel is not allowed to make money. And then also, I made sure that my YouTube channel is not allowed to have comments on it. And I made sure that on the videos or the essays. And the reason why is because that's not my purpose. Okay? My purpose is not to reach an audience. Now, the reason why is because if there is actually anything that you can take from anything that I have said, because this is what I actually need to do for myself. So I'm just letting it be public. But if there is actually anything that you feel, speaking to this other that I do not know, if you actually feel like there is something that you connect with, my email address is listed up at the top of my page if you want to talk with me personally. I am not going to go and make my life about sorting through hundreds of comments about something I have written about or something that I have talked about from my own personal life experience. Right? No, I'm just not going to do that. And then, secondly, I am not going to try and make money off of doing that because um, that would like I feel like that would take away from my writing and my videos and the emotional content that I need to do for being healthy. Okay, so that's not the point. And if you're going to talk about monetization and as far as like trying to get praise and criticism, I'm interested in really neither of those things. Now they're like, it's just really hard to want um, praise and criticism for what you're trying to do when praise and criticism was what you had was the damages and repair work that you had to go back and correct because you didn't handle those things properly for trying to gain self-worth. So that's not where I want my focus to be now, as far as like if there ever was a circumstance where somebody needed to personally connect with me in any sort of way, the email is there. It's not about that I don't care about hearing feedback. Now, if you're talking about turning myself into a monopoly and not thinking that I have the potential to have a family or a career or some of those other things where I might be involved with people on a more personal level or in a unit type of way. Who knows what the future has? But I just I have to do things the way that I'm going to do things. I'm not changing my tactic. I'm not trying to like my reputation cannot be restored. I mean I can feel good. I can feel good in the fact that I'm taking better care of my health. But as far as like going back and having someone tell me that it's okay, or 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 trying to give me some kind of pat on the back about some of the things that I'm trying to discuss, I do not want anything like that. I don't want to be criticized about it either. I'm just letting it out, um, and hopefully as a prevent if it ever does come across the 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 views of people, that it's a way that is which is and helpful to their own self. They don't need to be coming to my channel to be helpful to their own self. They don't. They can be. So that's really an I feel like it's an unnecessary thing to do, because if your goal is that you want people to be able to care for themselves, they don't need to go through me to do that. But I can still talk about some of my own experiences. So I think that makes sense to me. I'm not going to change my tactic in what Ren has stated. Okay? I'm not. And as far as like him saying greedy and the visceral experience, well, I do understand that, because if you try and intellectualize something from my past that was not intellectual, it cannot be done, because I can explain it how my thoughts, my reasoning was back then. It wasn't an intellectual, it was emotional, about trying to seek love. So that's just didn't know how to do it. It can't be. And if you're talking about seeing me explode because of subliminal messages, and that's what you want out of me, then that is suggestive of what exactly? Why do you want that from me, Ringil? Why do you want to see me continuously to open up? He says it is because he you want to love me, or you do love me. I do love you, he says. Okay? So, I don't know. Like, the other thing that I thought during the tarantula video with it kind of reminded me of the what did you do? That video with the illness over time where I heard the word circle after I quit the gym because of the dress code. And then seeing the people all around you that looked provocative, and then I was like, I am not gonna watch that. And then I quit watching your videos for a long time. That tarantula video sort of reminded me of that, but I was braver about being able to watch it. But I was about to dump you and be like, no more. This is like I'm getting very tired of, or not really tired. It's kind of exhausting to keep feeling like you have to go through with therapy forever. But it's also exhausting to think about having to be in a relationship where you want to dump somebody for every little thing that they do. So, and and also um, to not even trust them at all, to try and come up with ways to build a relationship because don't you're you don't want to be triggered, and you want to keep your stability and other things like that. And this is our honesty for today. Now, why do you think that Ren Gill would make music videos? Even if he is inside of me, I'm going to say his name. Would make music videos and write me responses and even be interested in what my thoughts or feelings were about it if he had no plans for the future. Okay? You have to find logic in things also. But you also have to see my side of things that, you know, I can I was thinking about this earlier too. I can take one experience and I can come up with so many different angles and perceptions and ways of examining that same situation, in my own life experience or even in trying to just interpret information, that it can make it almost impossible for me to keep myself in a place of rigidity, if that makes sense, about being for sure about a person's motives and intentions, because I know that nothing is, I can't, at least I can't ever come to any circumstance where it's completely black and white. I can't. It's just it's that's just how it is for me, and that keeps me from being able to hate people, even if I might feel like I'm hated sometimes. So, anything else I need to discuss? He says I should discuss how much I love him. I will not discuss how much I love you because, like, I can only discuss the things that I have found value in, which the value, if you want to get very specific about values, a value does not exist without the person who is creating the value. So that's like me having read something a long time ago which said, I love music and I hate people. And I like thought, okay, people make music. Unless you're calling them something other than people, I don't know, that just doesn't make sense. But it's like you can't take something that a person, a human being made, and then cut the human being off from it and appraise its value. That's that thought does not um, go very far. Humans create the things that we value. Now, as far as how animals get created and that sort of thing, I don't know, but I think that there's a lot more to biology that I am curious about. So, there's your second speech for today. Tell me how much you love me. No. He said, I love you to the moon and back. That is not you. Who is it? Rin? Oh, yeah, it might be actually because when we went back and listened to the video again, I think Rin is the only person I've ever heard say fucking A. And he said fucking A several times, so that was kind of a clue. So, anyway, there's your visceral experience. And however many ways that you're getting those. But it's more than a reaction. It's more than a reaction. It's like I started out wanting something from you, which was a relationship. That's how it started.
Mhm.
So just gonna see how honest it can get between the both of us. The both of us. Love and honesty. Love and honesty. Love and honesty. Honesty and love. Look, you know what? The love nest, which is what we should think about these birds of yours on your back, need to be perched in the nest of honesty. Your birds live in the nest of honesty. Okay. Swallow birds, swallow, 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 swallow birds. Swallow birds have scissor tails. Swallow birds have scissor tails.